Islam is based upon 5 principles or pillars. The Shahada, that is to declare or recite there is no deity but Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet of Allah. The second pillar or principle is praying 5 times a day. The Muslim will do a ritual prayer, can either be in the mosque or at home, where he faces Mecca and will pray, and that prayer is to be 5 times a day. The third principle or pillar is fasting during the month of Ramadan. The Muslim will fast from sunup to sundown for a period of 30 days during the month of Ramadan. That's a lunar calendar, so it travels basically through the year. The fourth principle is zakat, that is almsgiving. The almsgiving is, I believe, 2.5% of one's income, and it is for the Muslim community. And the fifth principle or pillar in Islam is the pilgrimage to Mecca. Now, there are some who would include a sixth, and that is a jihad, but for the sake of argument, that most Muslims would say that there are only 5 pillars or in Islam, or 5 principles. But one really needs to ask themselves, what are the real pillars of Islam, or what are the real principles of Islam? The first principle of Islam, real principle of Islam, is that the Torah and the Gospels have been corrupted and are unreliable. The second principle is the Quran came from the same deity that revealed the Torah and the Injil. The third principle, or pillar, is that Abraham and Ishmael built the Kaaba. If Abraham and Ishmael did not build the Kaaba, then it's quite obvious that Islam is false. The fourth principle is that Muhammad and the Meccans, or the Meccan Arabs, are the descendants from Ishmael. And the fifth and final principle is that Muhammad received his revelations from Gabriel in the same manner as Moses received his revelations. If we can demonstrate that these 5 principles are untrue, then Islam will collapse in upon itself. In our discussion with Muslims, we need to be focusing on these 5 principles. In other words, what we need to do is we need to force the Muslim to defend his position. I think that this would open up a more honest dialogue between Christians and Muslims. Just a thought, folks, just a thought.